Psalm 30. A psalm, a song of the dedication of the house of David. I will extol you, O Lord, for you have lifted me up, and have not let my foes rejoice over me. O Lord my God, I cried out to you, and you healed me. O Lord, you brought my soul up from the grave. You have kept me alive, that I should not go down to the pit. Sing praise to the Lord, you saints of his, and give thanks at the remembrance of his holy name. For his anger is but for a moment, his favor is for life. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Now in my prosperity I said, I shall never be moved. Lord, by your favor you have made my mountains stand strong. You hid your face, and I was troubled. I cried out to you, O Lord, and to the Lord I made supplication. What profit is there in my blood, when I go down to the pit? Will the dust praise you? Will it declare your truth? Hear, O Lord, and have mercy on me. Lord, be my helper. You have turned for me my mourning into dancing. You have put off my sackcloth and clothed me with gladness, to the end that my glory may sing praise to you and not be silent. O Lord my God, I will give thanks to you forever.
Psalm 30, Healing God. I worked for a while as a hospice chaplain, and I got to see sickness up close and ugly. Every person with cancer or Alzheimer's disease or kidney failure is a reminder that we live in a world cursed by sin and death. We aren't sure what sickness David had before he wrote Psalm 30, but it almost took his life. Only God's power brought him back from the brink of death. It's possible that it wasn't even David who was sick. One day David decided to count all the men in Israel of fighting age. He thought it would be interesting to know just how big an army he could raise in a national emergency. God, however, saw David's act as an expression of pride and a lack of trust in the Lord's promise to protect Israel. In judgment, God gave David 3 choices: 3 years of famine, 3 months of oppression under an attacking enemy, or 3 days of plague. Which would you choose? David picked the plague, and 70,000 people died. So much for a big army. God halted the angel carrying out the judgment at the farm of Ornan the Jebusite. You can read the whole story in 1 Chronicles 21. David saw God's angel standing there, and he begged God to strike him and his family with disease rather than any more of his people. The angel told David to build an altar to the Lord in that place. David purchased the land from Ornan and offered sacrifices to God, and the plague ended. Israel and David were healed in response to David's cry to the Lord. The spot where David offered sacrifices was the very spot God appointed for the temple, the permanent place of worship in Israel. Maybe that's why this song was sung when the temple was dedicated. It was a reminder of how God healed the nation. Maybe that's also why David wrote, God's anger is but for a moment, his favor is for life, verse 5. God turned David's grief into dancing. Psalm 30 is a good song to sing when God heals you, from sickness, from sin's destruction, from the devastating scars of disobedience, and from division in your family or church. God brought David back from the brink of death, and he can do the same in our desperate situations. Psalm 30 has been used down through the centuries by the Jewish people to praise God for his restoring power. Hundreds of years after David wrote this, when the Jews returned from exile in Babylon and rebuilt the destroyed temple, they sang the same song. God had once again healed his people. Psalm 30 is read today in Jewish synagogues at the festival of Hanukkah, the celebration of the rededication of the temple by Judas Maccabeus in 165 BC after it had been defiled by a Syrian king, Antiochus Epiphanes. Our God is a healing God. James Boyce, when you are sick, pray. Ask God for healing. And when you are well again, remember that it is God who has healed you, and thank him for it.